Hi, I'm Latrell Sprewell. I play guard for the Golden State Warriors.
Kemp with another board. Look out! Sprewell diagnosed it perfectly, and he saves the ball in front of Nelly. Puts up a crazy shot that goes. Oh, brother! Latrell Sprewell.
I'm one of those guys that tries to lead by example.
Polished, not smooth. There goes Sprewell.
I guess everybody has their own way of dunking. I love to get a wide open fast break and just throw it down. That's like the greatest.
He can do whatever he likes. Oh, Sprewell, what a move! Hardaway, Sprewell, touchdown!
If I had to pick one thing, I'd just want to dunk on somebody.
Tippy toes over to Sprewell.
When you dunk on somebody, other guys, they feel that energy too, and he definitely carries over. When you're on fire from the perimeter, it really opens up things for you.
Sprewell, a three on the pull-up.
When you're hitting them and you're in that zone, it's it's like you can't be stopped.
Shot clock at 3. Sprewell. Oh my!
That really opens up the floor for you too, because guys are running at you, and that way you can get past them.
Sprewell against Mashburn. Oh my goodness!
It's like nobody can stop you. Everything you shoot up is just going in. You know it's going in when it leaves your hand, and that's one of the best feelings. I try to defend guys really well on the floor, and I firmly believe that if you stop guys, you're going to win the game. The play for me was we were in Atlanta, and we're down to...
Well, here's Golden State's final shot at it. 119-117 Atlanta.
And we had the ball out of bounds on the baseline.
Less than 2 seconds remaining.
We ran this out of bounds play, and I hit a 3 in the corner to win the game.
And it comes to Sprewell to win the game. Oh, my. Do you believe it?
I think right now that was like the most exciting play for me.
Sprewell has been exciting fans all season. His 26 points a game, ranked 4th best in the NBA.
At the other guard position in his 5th year from Alabama, standing 6'5", number 15, co-captain Latrell Sprewell. Starting at center.
6 points a game in their 8 exhibition games, Jim. They shot only 38% from the floor as a group, the worst among all NBA teams. With the left hand, Joe Smith scores.
5-13, a 6-13 start, and really never recovered because it gets very tough starting the 2nd week of the season.
They leave Rodney Rogers open for a 3 where he can be effective for a big man. Sprewell.
Another defensive rebound for Spree.
Oh, good kick out. Joe Smith open. And he's playing because of injury to Brent Berry. Berry would be ordinarily their starting point guard. It's Sprewell, explosive himself. The point guard. Blocked by Joe Smith. Sprewell. Again. Oh, nice play into Fuller. Fuller's on the board, Jim, right there and now.
He drives in. He beats Sprewell, but Joe Smith with perfect timing on the play. Now Sprewell right inside, off the dribble. A beautiful.
Todd Fuller against Duckworth, good pass. Then Mullen takes it out the weak side after fumbling it. Good cutter to Sprewell. Beautiful play by Mullen. It was all done. It was the worst year he's ever had. Had many run-ins with Coach Bill Fitch, but barely. Warriors should be able to take it down and get the last shot of the last good one of the first quarter. Oh, Sprewell, beautifully done again. Fuller,
but he'll take it.
Latrell has led the Warriors in scoring each of the last 3 years. 10. We have 1:18 to play in the first half. Warriors are down 45-37 to Sprewell. 3 makes it 45-40.
Rozier or Andrew DeClerc. DeClerc was in foul trouble, and Rozier just didn't do much in his 4 minutes on the floor. Be quiet for a few minutes. If you had asked Rick Adelman before the game, at halftime, nice give and go sequence, Warriors should have scored.
What a play by Mullen. Stripping Malik Sealy. Sprewell lets Rogers go by, then he fires the 3.
He doesn't look like Michael Jordan going in there. He just slithers by some.
Came to the Clippers before last year in the Brent Berry trade. They picked up those 2 players for
How about Randy Smith?
How about Bob McAdoo?
Oh, Bob McAdoo.
And how about Bob McAdoo not being one of the greatest 50 players in the history of the NBA?
Camp for 2 years. Sprewell, nice little hesitation move. And it got under control. He was under control that time. You know, the Clippers are playing well. I don't think they can play much.
A lot of Sacramento with Gary St. Jean. And how about K.C. Jones?
Worth has committed some turnovers tonight, but one thing about it, he looks motivated to play. And the Warriors could simply use his size.
Ankle. Shot clock at 10. Joe gives it up to Sprewell. Sprewell's going to have to create a fading three. Up by 11, 87-76. Three by Sprewell. Another big shot by Sprewell. And Bo Outlaw. For him, but everybody else.
It's a very disappointing game.
Warriors lose their season opener here at the San Jose Arena. Most times be a little bit slow starting. Sprewell up over Ellie. Nice 11. Ellie is guarding Sprewell. Drexler gas Mullen. Oh.
Flying through the air. But watch what I like. One dribble. Now, if you can make a move and put the ball on the floor only one time, particularly if you're not a great ball handler at the basket, you're going to be pretty unstoppable. And he did that at will.
This is the way he was on the bus ride over from the hotel talking
at the official. He's circumventing that. But you know what?
First 10 minutes. Sprewell gives the Warriors seeding service. Rebounding. They were a much better defensive team last year and a much better rebounding job. Oh, Sprewell! What a pass by Mullen. Teaming, and Drexler's in foul trouble.
Now watch this pass right from the hip. If Sprewell doesn't catch it there, it hits the back it out. Simply should have backed it out. That's a nice pass. Perfect. Again, a good angle.
League in the world except the NBA until this year.
Yeah, he was a CBA Defensive Player of the Year last year, although he can't score.
And it's never got any better, at least statistically. And he wound up going to the Rockets in the second round of the draft last summer. Mullen over Bullard. Although unlike Perkins, Bullard does not do much in the post. Another three for Mullen. Mullen is killing Bullard. Hold on Mullen, and Ellie scores immediately.
Well, Mullen is just finding a little space up top.
From the Rockets championship of just 2 years ago. They have completely changed this roster. Here's B.J. Armstrong. A three-point.
Right. Jerry Sloan would have taken it out immediately.
Sprewell. All the way in again.
15 feet to the basket. You've got a huge advantage. That may be about 18 feet out. Look at that stretch that Sprewell gets. And you're home free. I mean, he's able to finish the look at this. See, he's out 22 feet.
That's a long way out.
It sure is. But you see, what you do is you take one dribble. That's a nice crossover. You put it out in
point first half. They double him. Sprewell, three-point goal. 7 in the first quarter, but then left early, and he has scored 7. Also here in the second. Only a minute to go in the half. Joe Smith is recovery. Shot clock at 7. Sprewell, tough one again.
Team, and you're a little more open. Now, Mullen, very slow in the first quarter, and all of a sudden, in a span of about 2 minutes, Sprewell putting on another show in the first half for the fans here in San Jose. Had 24 against the Lakers, and turned around, and he did it with 2 hands.
With 2 hands?
Wes Unseld could do it too. Wes Unseld.
4, 6, 5 or so was a great inside scorer, but he wasn't the rebounder of Barkley's ilk. Oh, then it was taken away. Warriors can reclaim the lead here. Oh, Sprewell! Seconds to go in the third. Here's the Sprewell move. Look at this. Nice little spin to Andrew.
Down double digits. They're up by 8 or down by 8 right now. And the Rockets seem to score every time.
Goaltending on Bart, particularly for Akeem Olajuwon. Wanted to play with him.
I have to agree. I also think he knew time was running.
Bullard misses a 3. Rebound. Sprewell. Warriors race up the floor. Royal. Tough shot. Got it. He's only rested 3 minutes today. Sprewell.
He gets up so quickly to the defender. In that case, Drexler never even left the floor.
Warriors have scored 6 straight points. Sprewell takes it away from Drexler.
Violation had occurred. Now Sprewell, who had just scored on Drexler, tried to return the favor, but Sprewell picks his pocket. And then, nice play by Sprewell. That was the previous play as he scored on Drexler.
As Willis is not nearly as proficient in there. That was a bad jump hook. Mullen, a tie game!
Bring over a guy. I'm surprised he didn't bring a big man.
Oh, long one by Price. Why not?
Shot set up, though. You see, it's here they're lulling the Rockets into a two-man game or a double team.
The OT, the way they closed regulation, the starting five back in. Price, Sprewell, Mullen, Smith, and Spencer. They don't want December to ever arrive. They've won 5 in a row. They're going to play the Lakers in a showdown game.
At guard, number 15, Latrell Sprewell. And a guard, number 25.
Telecast tonight. Up they come along the side. Sprewell. And Sprewell shows you why he's the 5th leading scorer in the NBA.
Energy that you'd like to see at the outset of the game. Sprewell beats right or easy.
The Robinson-Chris Mullen matchup where Cliff has a decided advantage sidewise. Inside, Sprewell off the interchange.
Ooh, a big
at the top of Arvidas. 12-7 on the entry attempt. Rashid chases down and the ball knocked away by the Warriors. Nice pass. And Golden State onto
there and let Wallace go to work. If he cuts to the basket, he might even get a return pass.
There's the cut to the rack by Price. Lays it up high with the left hand. Off 15-16. Trailblazers down by 1. Wallace has been tough. Mullen.
Warriors shooting the ball well.
Sit down.
The one area where Sprewell can improve is his field goal percentage.
Foul limit now with 2:28 to play in the quarter, so the penalty in effect is 9-7, 96-100. Tried to take it inside.
Going against Ray O's. O's and Daniel Marshall, heroes from last night in the...
E.J. Armstrong, the baby-faced assassin, formerly of the Chicago Bulls, is in there running the point. And Sprewell with a nice turn back to the base, and hello in return for Sean Bradley over New Jersey. I mean, that's hard to believe that New Jersey would give up on Bradley. They got a lot invested in Blazers. Fuller.
That's Fuller's shot.
Alabama, and of course, you know the rest since he's been here. A real good one.
Wasn't supposed to have the ability to score the ball, and it turns out to be their...
Think of what they had when they had Weber, Owens, Hardaway, that crew. A turnover by the Blazers. Sprewell with it on Ryder. To Mullen.
The one
on. Kenny, quick shoots. Saved by Dudley, and then throws.
Dominated by Rasheed Wallace earlier. Now they've gone away from that matchup. Portland just now
called on Rasheed Wallace. Sprewell making
here is that the Golden State Warriors have taken their small team, made Portland play further out on the peak to spread things out and to use their quickness and foot speed. Latrell Sprewell gets an extra step on that turn and is able to get into the basket area. But they are a team that likes to play outside in.
56, Portland by 10. Clear out Sprewell on Kenny.
Well, they want you to come to Sprewell so they can do that.
He's doing a big job on the boards. Ryder on Wallace. Tries to spin it off of Mullins, and he throws it to Sprewell. And for the ball, here they come. Sprewell, Price, Mullins, Spencer, and Joe Smith. Price. Smith against Wallace. They know each other from the East Coast.
Clock is 5.
Sprewell, watch the spin. Wow. What a 30-17 the board edge, and the Blazers on the turnover. Here come the Warriors 2-on-1. Sprewell.
This quarter he had 7. But, you know, the Trailblazers just seem interested in staying ahead. Nested there last night. 19 free throws.
7 for 8 tonight. Now trying to find the right people. But this Sprewell, you know, worth repeating again. 17 or renovated, whatever you choose to describe. 23 of 26, 89% before missing that first game. Final minute of the third quarter.
That's a tough shot. That is a tough shot.
They have outscored the Warriors bench 35-13. Kilris.
9 points.
Antonio Wingfield.
9 quick points in the quarter for Gary Trent. Really helped open up the lead. Joe
Mason matching up with Joe Smith. Sprewell up over Tony Smith. Knocks down within 3 points a game. His first 16 pro games, he has struggled. But not tonight off the bench. Latrell Sprewell with a left hand. The shooter misses the step back. Rebound to Felton Spencer. Look at Sprewell get low and just come off the floor before anybody can get.
From Rice. He's actually an 85% shooter. Career. Latrell Sprewell. Now Glenn is not a great defender. Tony Smith much better, and that's when Sprewell was burning him in the transition. Now he burns Glenn Rice in a half-court sequence.
Glenn Rice has gone for 29, including 11 in the third quarter. Here's Sprewell slipping inside. A beautiful. How about Kate Starbird last night at a 37? Big game as the Cardinals keep on rolling. Sprewell a three. Now, when you're watching the ABL, obviously is very, very quick, but Sprewell is racing out to Delp. He bombs a three short. Rebound pulled by Joe Smith. Sprewell right for the three-point line. Tie game at 80. He could play about 15 minutes. Well, he's played 23. No Andrew DeClerc in the second half. Sprewell has already played 41 minutes. And he'll take the rest here. George Zedek is in. Sprewell. Oh, what a shot over Glenn Rice. Shot just 3 of 8. Sprewell.
Point shooter. You got to watch him.
Abdur Rahim jumping center for the Grizzlies, and not their center, 7-footer Bryant Reeves. Mark Price now. Here's Anthony Peeler, blocked by Sprewell. Style. Daniel Marshall and Rahim.
Yeah,
Abdur Rahim.
They're very fluid.
Sprewell will go to the line.
And he can run from inline to inline easily. That ball was almost thrown on the inline itself as it bounced into Sprewell. Made a three-point play out of it.
Vancouver is able to offset their terrible rebounding by Sprewell moving players around, gets the ball to Joe Smith, and he gets the roll.
You can see by far he loves more than 1 out of 3 of his shots come from behind the line.
Those are his first 2 points of the game. Here's Mark Price, a three-point goal.
Got bumped, but he seems to be okay now. Luckily, he gave away with the weight.
Was hit by George Lynch. And it's all revolving around him. Vancouver would have no attack whatsoever if it wasn't for number 3. Blue having to adjust to a roll off the bench this season. And he, too, like Greg Anthony, has lost time due to injury. B.J. Blue Edwards tips it, but Sprewell picks it up. Spree, a step-back 3. Big shot. The Warriors needed that as they inside. And a good defensive rebound. Steal by Sprewell. Anthony races back. Sprewell! Baseline towards the fade. Oh, nice.
Greg Anthony did not give up on this play. Woo.
Backcourt is Price and Sprewell alongside Danielle up front, Joe Smith and Felton Spencer. Here goes Danielle Marshall. Rebound in traffic. Warriors are up by 1 point. There's Danielle! Never heard a push quite that way. Here's Joe Smith. Oh, good rebound by Danielle. Sprewell a three-pointer.
So watch what happens when the other group comes back in. It could spell danger.
Look at the scoreboard here. It's a 6-point game.
God, he was there.
He didn't want that shot. Sprewell.
We saw that against Philadelphia.
Sprewell not getting on the free throw line.
No.
He was a late bloomer. There goes Sprewell. Good pass into Spencer. And for Bryant Reeves. Vancouver by 14.
Their 2 leading scorers weren't on the club last year. Abdur Rahim and Country couldn't stay with the quickness of Spree. They know they're going to have to play because this, I think, has shocked them tonight.
And Vancouver correspondingly leads 6-0. Good pass by Sprewell. Hit
most they have ever scored, and the most with a victory at the end of it. That's the most they've ever scored in a victory.
The winner's a potent scorer during his playing career, 9 years in the NBA. Goaltending on Bryant Reeves.
He's going to come up short. Sprewell had to take the big hop. You get away with that in the league to start to blossom, and it looks like it's carried over to tonight here at home for them.
Sprewell takes the baseline. Here's your last play of the first quarter. Lou Edwards. Blocked by Sprewell. And let's go to the frozen tundra. Chris Mullen.
God, they did a nice job on him ever since midway through that first period.
He has not scored in the second. Sprewell,
And Abdur Rahim did not know he was there. Just that little gliding underhand.
Although he had 23 points and he had 8 turnovers once again, a very alarming battle. It goes out to Fuller. Warriors with a 2-point lead up the floor to Sprewell. Big step. What a nice basket.
That was the mistake.
Brian Reeves, 4 assists in the first half. Sprewell with 2.
O'Neal. And that's what it simply came down to.
Sprewell, a 3-pointer. Do that job very well. How do you say
not only a vocal statement about it, but the 16 boards when they out-rebounded them.
Now they're doubling Reeves with Joe Smith and Felton Spencer. Stolen by Sprewell. Up the floor with Mullen and BJ. Behind the back to Mullen. Mullen saves the possession barely. BJ, a 3-pointer. Jim, to open up this second half and build up a game-high lead of 11 points.
Great rotation by Latrell Sprewell. Now, I think he was trying to get an angle here to go inside to B.J. Armstrong, whom you didn't see in the picture, but he goes behind the back to Mullen. Now, Mullen jumps up in the air, a little 360. He finds Spree, and then B.J. all alone. Simply limping. I mean, still on the floor and everything, and he's effective, but he cannot push off that sore toe.
Shot clock at 10. What a drive by Latrell Sprewell.
Spin it away from the defender, Greg Anthony.
Sprewell, what a bolting drive. 7 and 9 on the road this year. 16 and 2 inside the Delta Center. Thought they were
from all areas of the floor in very different fashion.
And a lot of them were on the free throw line. He made 12 free. Sprewell, double team. Bimbo Coles, a 3-point goal in that. With this win, the Warriors now 13 and 20 overall. On the road, they're 5 and 10. Sprewell with the exclamation points.
I think it was more bark than bite.
Well, the bite was GM Place. The Warriors win 102-86. Player of the game. Latrell Sprewell also a big game as he wound up with a game-high 27 points as the Warriors beat the Grizzlies by 16.
Eric Williams inside to Fox. Sprewell with the block.
Williams had the shot, turns it down as Fox has to go into the shot. Sprewell right there.
They clear aside for Sprewell. Got Eric Williams on. Dumps it underneath Armstrong. 2 more.
Once again, Eric Williams gave up a 10-foot jump shot. Can't do that.
Sprewell, bingo. So is Bimbo Coles, and so is Ray Oates.
Right now.
Brett Szabo has his pass taken away. Sprewell, 2.
Fouls, misses, and then giving up layups. So
Mullen.
The side of Sprewell. So
Smith trying to settle a screen. Sprewell goes the other way. Latrell, good NBA player to get away with plays like this. This is what you call a 1-2 step palm. I mean, there's just no way you can stop that move if you're going to 5 minutes and 50 seconds to play here in the third. Smith, that's 2. Over the top, that's an easy shoot for Smith.
You're going to see right now as a swing of the ball, there was the man wide open, and you front the angle away from him on the first potential passer, but on this, as Smith was on that play.
Points and already in double figures with rebounds. He had 10 and a half. Sprewell. And Sprewell, Mullen, and Smith all in the 80s.
And Wesley, all he could do was foul.
That was hit the century mark with 6 minutes to go in the game. Sprewell. Joe Smith.
See what happens.
Yeah, last night the Celtics had the NBA's third overall worst record. The Sixers actually have the second worst record at 8-27. The Warriors will come in with a record of 13-22. We're battlefield. Warriors will make a change in the starting lineup. B.J. Armstrong and Latrell Sprewell will remain in the backcourt together. Chris Mullin, Joe Smith will be at forwards, but the change necessitated by a left foot pain for Felton Spencer has Todd Fuller making the start tonight. Southwest Airlines, Allen Iverson and Jerry Stackhouse, the backcourt. Starting at small forward is Mark Davis, a second-year man out of Texas Tech, playing very well. Had 24 in their last game. Clarence Weatherspoon will start at power forward, and Michael Cage, a little disjointed. They had some hideous turnover numbers earlier this year. Sprewell with a tremendous drive right down the vacated.
Here's that first move by Sprewell as he beats Stackhouse. Look at the feet of the 76ers on the other side. With the exception of Iverson, they weren't even facing the play. They had their backs this year. His scoring average is way down to 11 a game. He's been averaging in his first 4 years here in Philly 17-2. Sprewell is off to a huge start. Weatherspoon disappeared.
This is going to be an up and down affair. Mark Davis scores on the quick pass on the break from Iverson. These are two of the worst defensive teams in the NBA. Sprewell banks one in. Got it badly on the trip, not so far tonight. The score is 15-8. I said 16-8 heading to the last commercial break. Now it is 17-8, and Sprewell has scored 9 of the Warrior points. 76er management, in particular Coach Johnny Davis, sat down with Jerry after yesterday's practice and told him that we're not actively looking to deal you. Three-pointer by Sprewell. Sprewell has scored 12 points in the game's first 7 minutes. He's been kicked out of a pro game.
Well, that happened at the 9-minute, 30-second mark of the fourth quarter, and had he made that shot, he did make the shot. Had he not called the traveling, the Warriors would have been down by 7.
Mullin drops to Sprewell, and Spree gets the bounce. 14 points for Sprewell, 12 for Mullin. Shot clock at 10, 40 seconds to go in the quarter.
Sprewell wants to back in.
And he scores over Davis. Sprewell with a 16-point first quarter.
Now Joe Smith
got 63% in the first quarter to Philadelphia's 39%. Over at the Spectrum, he had his best game of at least on the road last year, as he went for 24 points in a Warrior victory. Here's Sprewell getting 2 Sixers in the air, then scoring. 76ers, they've been booing him here, like they've been known to do on occasion in Philadelphia. Once the fans turn on you, it's tough to get them back on your side. You have to play through it. Sprewell is just killing them. 20 points for Sprewell in the game's first 21 points. That was a 3 in the game's first 13 minutes. Baseline. 4 minutes to play in the first half. Warriors 67% shooting numbers in the early portion of the game, led by Latrell Sprewell. Sprewell has hit 10 of 14 shots. He has 23 points in the first half.
Somehow manages to find the bottom of the net to complete the three-point play. But this guy, was he brilliant tonight. Latrell Sprewell shooting over Jerry Stackhouse. 2 of his game-high 23 points. He was 9 points. And those are your leading scorers for the Warriors. Sprewell with 23. Mullin 14. He leads the entire team in field goals attempted.
Here goes Sprewell. Pat Croce, the former strength and conditioning coach, 700. Jerry Stackhouse missing a 3. Don McClain right back. Rebound ricochets to the Warriors. Sprewell.
Get the ball in the middle. Doesn't matter, I guess. Philadelphia 76ers, the hockey team, and, you know, kind of playing second fiddle to them, and now they're on equal footing.
Well, Comcast took control of the Sixers, the Flyers, and this new arena, the Core State Center. They still run the Core State Spectrum. The old Spectrum is still up and being used. Ed Snyder is the chairman of all those ventures, and Pat Croce has a piece of it, so it's a nice...
And it's almost like it's a scrimmage. There was a lot of that last night. Sprewell! Look at how the lane opened up. I mean, no one stopped the ball. Johnny Davis stops the game, but your first object of attention is to stop the basketball. And everyone just simply backed away from it. Sprewell home free, and the Warriors up by 24.
Budweiser game summary through 36 minutes. The Warriors did cool off in the third quarter, but 5 on the clock. Stackhouse, they don't double Spree. He goes up in time, and he made the shot. Barely got it out before the 24 sounded. They score just maybe once or 2 more times. They should hold off the Sixers and win this game. Spree on a quick 3, and he nailed it. Shot clock at 12, and he bombed it. He knew he had it. For Sprewell, his 4th 3 of the game. The Warriors have made 9 3-pointers tonight. Philadelphia is going to be extremely cold. Temperatures will dip down into the teens. Sprewell to steal, and he has laid down like that several games in a row.
No, in fact, quite frankly, I was still surprised by the loss last night. I thought after 3 games, the one in Milwaukee, it was kind of give and take there a little bit because of the big front line, Vinny Baker and Glenn Robinson. Ray Allen had a tremendous game. I thought they would beat Boston handily last night. I thought they would come here to Philadelphia and go into Indiana on Thursday night 2-1.
Bimbo actually feared that he was having a heart attack during last night's game on the bench. He said he didn't get hit or anything. All of a sudden, he got shooting pains to his chest. And then because he got scared, his heart began to race a little bit.
Well, Sprewell just picks up a little garbage. Yeah, Bimbo told me.
He had 39 against Philly on January the 3rd in the win. He's going to have 38 tonight in the win. Mullen also had 20. Joe Smith, 26. Mark Price, 19. Warriors shot 56% from the floor, and they bounce back. After losing the first 2 stops on this road trip, they come to Philadelphia, and they drub the 76ers with their highest scoring output of the year. They had 73 points in the first half. That was the highest scoring half of the year, and they wind up with a new season-high point total of 128 in their 17-point win tonight. With Jim Barnett, Greg Papa back inside the San Jose Arena for the first time since January the 8th. The Warriors have played their last 6 in a 5-game road trip to the Midwest and East, but tonight back to take on the Dallas Mavericks. Jamal Mashburn will start at small forward, AC Green at power forward. At center, it is Eric Montrose. Looking at the Maverick backcourt, brought to you by Southwest Airlines, Sam Cassell and Jimmy Jackson.
Minded, all business, and has a bright future.
Does not wear any of those championship rings, only his wedding band on the left hand. The Warriors starting lineup: Chris Mullen at small forward, Joe Smith at power forward. Felton Spencer will make the return tonight after missing the last 3 with a bruised left foot. In the backcourt, once again, B.J. Armstrong and Latrell Sprewell. The Bucks have lost 4 of their last 5. Since the Jason Kidd trade, they are 4-7. Sprewell a 3-pointer. 30 points in that game.
Mashburn, very quick. Watch this little reverse pivot. As soon as he got contact with Mullen, little drop step, and Mullen could not recover. That's a step back move by Spree, and he's been hitting that. Not many people in this league can shoot that with accuracy because all your energy goes out as you step back.
He's a completely different offensive player than when the Warriors saw this team the day after Christmas.
Yeah, he was very discontented through the most of the month of December. Said he wanted to be traded. That's that
longer player.
Spencer, another rebound.
Sprewell, another 3-pointer. Sprewell, another big first quarter. In fact, they call this one a 3-pointer.
11.5 turnovers a game compared to only 1/2 an assist. That's a 1-to-5 ratio the wrong way. So he can be mistake prone, and it is wise to double team him.
I think that's the whole point. Sprewell able to knock it down. Sprewell had to call Sprewell for his first foul of the game.
Montrose comes up on Spree and actually messes up Jimmy Jackson. He overcommitted there, and Sprewell used Montrose as a screen against his own teammate.
From last year under head coach Dick Motta, the philosophy was run, gun, and have fun as they just threw up threes wildly. And Clemens is trying to get them to back away. Bad play by Montrose. Sprewell with Derek Harper to beat. Warriors with a 5-point flurry take a lead of to 26. Bimbo Coles now in playing point guard, replacing B.J. Armstrong. Jimmy Jackson into Montrose, poked away but fouled.
Watch Sprewell play that passing lane. Now Finley did the right thing by going back door. Now see how Sprewell opens up to the ball? He still knew where Finley was. That's the way to play that play perfectly.
Eric Montrose did not look very good on that throwaway. And Montrose, a miserable free thrower, one of the very worst in the NBA. He is 6 for 25 from the line this year, below 25%. As he blew them both. Shot clock down to 5. Sprewell takes Finley, and it goes in. Advantage. Sprewell another steal. Boy, has he been active on both ends.
Look at him come down, lower that head, and the defenders all back away.
And he throws in his 4th three-pointer of the game's first 16 minutes. AC Green didn't mind that trade from Phoenix to Dallas. Financially, he picked up $2 million in the deal. Sprewell knocks down his 5th three-pointer of the game. That's why it's a concern. If Sprewell was to ever go cold in this game, the Warriors would have to scramble for offense. Mashburn the miss. Sprewell tips it out to Mullen. Joe Smith runs ahead. Sprewell finds him.
See, I like that kind of play. It doesn't mean you have to go wild, but there's Lanny. And he's got a couple of master's degrees. As I say, long-time coaching in the collegiate ranks at Oregon State. Recruited AC Green, had him there all 4 years.
Sprewell. The Mavericks simply have no answer for Sprewell.
The only shots that have looked the same tonight are the ones from three-point range, because every time he goes to the hoop, he pulls something different out of his grab bag. This is a little show and tell. Watch the ball come up. Okay, you commit. I'll go up and under. He improvises. I've said it before.
Jackson's hit back-to-back three-pointers. Jackson has scored 10 of his 16 in this third quarter. Mavericks have cut it down to 3 points.
Interesting, we have not seen George McLeod tonight.
Well, he's hurt. He's actually back in Dallas with a sprained right hip. They're playing with only 10 guys.
No wonder we didn't see him.
And he'd be hard to miss.
Yeah.
Foul on Jimmy Jackson. That'll put the Warriors Sprewell on the free throw line. A moment ago when Sprewell drove to the basket with that three-point play, that was his first free throw of the game. Sprewell doing most of his damage beyond the line tonight. Saturday, we have a Pac-10 doubleheader for you. Stanford, number 17 ranked, will be taking on the Cougars of Washington State. They beat Oregon State last week, or Stanford probably was beat by Oregon State last week. And he's had some good looks. Back door, what a pass by Sprewell to Mullen. Felton missed both. A long rebound raced on by Royal. That could be a costly trade for Dallas, giving up Eric Montrose. They gave up their first-round pick this year to Boston. Sprewell just off the back of the rim. Fouls on Derek Harper, giving Sprewell 2 more fouls. Harper, or 2 more free throws. Harper with his 3rd foul of the game.
Well, as you mentioned, Dallas hanging in there tonight. They've only beaten, I believe, 1 team over 500 all year long.
And being the Seattle Supersonics. In fact, that was the first game after the Jason Kidd trade.
Yes, right after the Warriors had played them. They have beaten Denver 3 times, and they have Denver's number, beating them 3 times.
B.J. Armstrong leaves, and Bimbo Coles is back into the game. Warriors have allowed the Mavericks to hang around here. Not a good set on this sequence after Mullen and Sprewell collided. Sprewell tries the
thing did not come at the proper angle to set the screen for Ben. As you mentioned, coming into this year, career average of 21.8, but under 10 points a game. Everything is down, but has been playing better actually since the trade.
Sprewell gets deep on Michael Finley and scores. He has 2 rebounds. Warriors being out-rebounded tonight by Dallas, 40-32.
Smith only had 4 rebounds in Minnesota.
Sprewell did not commit a violation there, as they have 3 guys with 7. Montrose with 7.
And they've got 10 offensive rebounds right
now. What a great move by Joe, but he missed the reversal on the weak side. Clever move, though. There's Sprewell. Whatever you like, Spree, it's yours.
He missed one of those in Philadelphia, but he had all the time in the world. I think if he'd missed this one, he could have gotten the rebound and gone back again. Oh, did he read the pass from Oliver Miller.
Another steal for Sprewell, his 5th of the game. Playing an Eddie Jones type game tonight. There's a foul. This one's on Mullen. 4 fouls on Chris.
You're going to get a great angle on it. Sprewell took 2 strides, and Oliver Miller still threw it to that position.
That's what's so perplexing. It's as bad as the Montrose throw. Warriors stretch it out a little more. 13-point lead, their largest of the game for Sprewell. 39 big ones tonight. Timeout. 1 second remain in this one. This will be a non-shooter. Warriors inbound. A.J. Armstrong has not returned to the 4th quarter. It's been all Bimbo Cole's point. Sprewell a 3. Sprewell with 42 points. And he has made 18 of those beyond the 3-point line.
30 the last 3 games. He might score here. There's a new career high.
44 for Latrell Sprewell, the most points he has ever scored in the NBA in one game. Mashburn a 3 right back. This team will not go down.
No one's defending the line. Daniel Marshall didn't jump a moment ago on one that gives him a new career high. Little spin move. He beats again Michael Finley. And he beat him easily on the play, even after losing the ball. It's not so close, but still it was a close game.
Gatling knocks down a 3-point goal. Well, Chris Gatling, his first 3-pointer of the year.
That might be his 2nd in his career. I'm going to look that one up.
37 seconds to go, another foul. This one's on Gatling. And Sprewell will be back on the line trying to add a couple of more to his career high. Gatling has returned to the Bay, 19, but his good friend, his best friend on the Warriors the last few years. Sprewell has gone for 44.
Gatling. That is his first 3-pointer in his career. I thought he had one with the Warriors, but I was mistaken. 0 for 13. And coming into tonight, 0 for 2. So that is a milestone for him.
He had 41 in New York a couple of years ago, 43 against the Bullets earlier this year, but that night the Warriors lost. Tonight, Sprewell, 46 points, 10 assists, 6 rebounds, and 5 steals. Warriors win by 12. We're back with more on the Sports Channel.
Somebody's open. That's somebody Sprewell, but they rotate back. Sprewell, they pulled up back. Firsthand, because he is the guy that will make personnel moves for this franchise. He is their president and general manager. Sprewell pulls up and gives the Warriors a 4-0 lead. He's just 23 years of age. Peeler lost the ball. Mullen takes it. Warriors have numbers. Armstrong, Sprewell, Mullen nicely done. Scores 5.5 points a game. Warrior lead down to 4 with 4 minutes to go in the 1st quarter. Joe Smith. What a move. Roy Rogers slipped. We'll back it off. Sprewell, the pull-up shot. Looking for that a lot more tonight. For a good scorer, can play both big guard and small forward. Warrior lead is 2. Daniel Marshall going to put it on the floor, pull up and pop, and knock down his first shot of the game. Racing it down. Sprewell up over Chilcutt for 3. And he's not the most talented, I'll guarantee you that. Rayo's up over Rogers. Mullen to Sprewell. Sprewell had the position and bobbled the ball, still scores. He's a good defender and rebounder, but he does nothing on the offensive end. Part of the reason Milwaukee traded him. Sprewell.
58,000
wow.
square feet. Big kid, you can put him. Front Abdul Rahim, Rogers, and Bryant Reeves. That's a young front line. Sprewell gets it down. He has 17 points.
He gets so anxious to take off.
Said I saw this guy work out the entire summer before his junior year. He couldn't.
He is going to be a 25 points per game scorer consistently later on.
Off the ball.
Yeah, BJ's really playing the off guard, and Sprewell's handling the ball this quarter.
Pretty good combination. Sprewell dumping it into Joe. Now the Warriors have a 12-point lead. Although Stu Jackson would like to see him, Jim, lose a lot of that weight. He says if he ever got the work ethic like Chris Mullin, why would you leave?
Yeah. And the thing is, the officials they've given a bad defensive play an advantage back to the defense.
Yeah, tonight though he is at just 6 of 15 from the floor. Beautifully done. They forgot about B.J. Armstrong.
Sprewell created a little space there and also froze Blue Edwards with his threat to go to the basket. Assist it up a little bit. I thought he would be a better scorer, having a horrible shooting year.
37%. Warriors and Grizzlies winding up the season series tonight. This is the third time they have met in the month of January. Sprewell up and in. There's a Russ Millard.
Seen a game.
Floyd the Barber now. Mullen into Spree. Oh, what a shot by Sprewell.
Looking to score.
What a pass.
See, how often do you see him score without the ball in his hands, away from the ball? See, they're waiting for him to go off the pick by Joe Smith. Anthony Peeler was.
Shot clock down as Joe fires. I will be able to find out if he can play. 29 for Sprewell this year. 30 for...
In the second half, have we seen a Warrior score from that side of the court?
Oh, Sprewell. Between his legs, little chancy, but he's having fun. 10-9 is whether or not it was legit. It's debatable. That's the old, we'll hide a guy. Backdoor post. Boy, they hit him right through the lane. Todd Fuller missed the first free throw, made the second. Sprewell to steal. And he's fouled by Lee Mayberry. Watch the speed. Just watch this guy.
Watch the recovery.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Did you see the bump?
Any other guy in the NBA next to him without the ball. Hard to do.
Yeah.
Playing out heavy minutes for Joe tonight. Shot clock down to 7. Into Fuller, going to try to work on Reeves. Warriors will take both.
Smith wants to come over and set the screen roll. Instead, Sprewell goes baseline, gets cut off. Fuller in the lane. Jumper goes in.
Sprewell, who's up in free throw shooting for these guys, knocks it down.
Sprewell goes on top. Joe Smith top of the circle. Jumper, he'll hit there. Good ball game.
Got a stroke going.
Scotty had it knocked loose. And Pip looked at Scotty like, what did you do? B.J. Armstrong inside. Scotty almost got that shot. He would have had it. Sprewell goes back on top. Three, Joe Smith hits. All in between the circles. Goes right side. Sprewell with the quick jumper, and he hits there. Yeah. 41 Bulls with the lead. Jay posts up. Sprewell comes over the back and picks it off. Pushes it up the floor. Mullen over the head pass into the corner. Baseline B.J. Armstrong. Got the roll. Armstrong about to fall out of bounds. Finds Joe Smith over to Sprewell. Back corner. B.J. Ford. And you hate to say bad things about him, but...
Do they have any other brothers that are lawyers? Those got a great contract.
Sprewell goes down. Blocked by Jason Campy. They want goaltending call. Did they get it? No. Bill can't believe it.
Well, I don't know.
Watched the replay on TV and said, "Oh yeah, didn't you see it?" Latrell Sprewell, 10 points for him now. Sprewell looks for the opening. Baseline for the Clark, goes into the slam. It's been a couple years though, hasn't it, John?
Yes.
Quick pass inside. Sprewell underneath lays it in. Smith goes on top. Down low for DeClerc. Gives it right back. Sprewell with the fake, puts up the three and hits. Bimbo Coles with a rebound. Mullen fakes. Right, may have just pushed it a little bit and helped it. Out of bounds, 19 on the shot clock. Mullen hit. It was an interesting ride, John. Yeah. Sprewell goes for three and hits. Can you get one shot up? 2 seconds. 1 second. He didn't take it.
Payton. Foul on Sprewell.
Gary Payton loves to throw the lob pass. He usually throws it to his teammate Sean Kemp, but Latrell Sprewell has the hops in those legs as he gets way up there. Timed beautifully between Gary Payton and Latrell Sprewell.
6.5 remaining in the fourth.
Take care of business, like you know now.
Now it should be pointed out as Sprewell. These are not in the second half. 1 point away from the all-time
rehab that he's able to play. Caddy tries to chase it down. Corey tips it. Sprewell's got it. Oh my! Oh baby, that's an attaboy for Latrell Sprewell. Here's what it sounds like underneath.
Got to have some offense from somebody to counteract this kind of offense at the other end from Latrell Sprewell. Doing his thing, and when he does it extremely well. We see him jamming one over the top.
Avery penetrates, looking for his first two, doesn't get it. Coles and Sprewell running the 2-on-1. Alley-oop!
Bimbo Coles setting this thing up, throws it right there at the rim. Defense at one end, you see Bimbo Coles comes down the court. He looks at Sprewell, who looks a little spry tonight, having a big offensive night. There's a big pitch over the top and a two-handed slam. And a little pumping it up afterward.
Greg Papa, Jim Barnett back inside the San Jose Arena, set for the Warriors and the Boston Celtics. Backcourt, Latrell Sprewell at off guard, and Bimbo Coles will make his second start of the year. Boston is the worst defensive team in the NBA by far. Sprewell the step back. Spree had 32 in that game. 2 minutes into it, Warriors up 4-2. Sprewell against Fox, goaltending on Szabo. Of this season, Sprewell off the curl. Szabo and Spencer bump. Szabo hops but gets away with it. Coles to Sprewell.
Bimbo made a nice play because
Sprewell with a bolting step and a late Celtic reach. Foul's called on Eric Williams. Sprewell will be on the free throw line for 2. Boston will bring in Todd Day, and they'll pull out the center, Brett Szabo.
good spin move, and Sprewell sees he has a lane to the hoop. Strong foul by Eric Williams on the shooting arm. Otherwise, Spree could have been attempting a free throw for a three-point play.
Quick start for Spree tonight, Jim. He's already put up 6 floor shots, and he's made 4. First time Joe Smith sits down. Here's Sprewell with a left hand. Nice finish in traffic.
Playing defense, actually, everyone turned their head.
Todd Day's not a good defensive player. Sprewell should be able to just rip him apart. In the matchup with Lister.
I think you have it dissected exactly.
Dissected. Sprewell with the bank. Sprewell limping a bit. As on, reads 15 with 24 to play. Sprewell to 3. Rebound to Wesley Fox up the floor. Oh, Wesley coughed it up. Sprewell, even though the cough was off, went right in for a quick basket.
Spree was lucky. Three-point shot was way short. Wesley had a man up the.
He's going to be a free agent this summer also, Jim. Sprewell the bank.
Fox,
and here's a foul on Rick Fox.
Rick Fox would be a very good role player on a good team.
Yes, I agree.
Really understands the game, good passer, just understands the floor game, and totally unselfish player.
Sprewell putting up another solid set of numbers in every category. Sprewell just dicing up Rick Fox. Boston is playing Fox at big guard. He throws it away, tipped by Spree. Here's a bump and a foul on Brett Szabo.
Or perhaps Clark Kent.
I want to see him dunk into a phone booth, Jim. I think he's mainly Clark Kent.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Either that or a Gardner. Trim up the edges. Szabo,
he has that look.
Went to Augustana, 4 years in the CBA. Last year played in Germany. He had a dunk against the Warriors earlier this year that really defied belief. He went up in a crowd and set one down beautifully. Got the Fleet Center up. Warriors can go up 10 or more here. Sprewell for a 10-point lead, their largest of the game. Timeout, M.L. Carr. A Warrior 10-0 blitz, and they're up by 10. Boston back within 6. Sprewell, what a play that was! From our vantage point, he disappeared for a second and then reappeared on the weak side, Jim, with a tremendous reversal.
Just like he came out of a wave riding a surfboard. He only lost 3 Celtics along the way. 100-yard dash, and no one covered him.
Sprewell, three-pointer. Warriors back up by 9. Sprewell with 29 points tonight. The Marty Conlon head fake there. Well, he really is Don Nelson, isn't he?
I told you, he's a throwback.
I predict, Jim, in the year 2010, he's going to be a GM in the NBA and trade 10 guys in 1 week. Latrell Sprewell gets himself on the line. Here's that Sprewell shot. He will disappear for a second, it looked like.
There was a log jam as everyone got wrapped up, and Alton Lister really has not kept pace tonight. Now Conlon, pump fake on Mullen. Knows exactly what he's doing. As they say, he's not going to do it in spectacular fashion, but his numbers tonight have been huge.
Wonderful start putting the stick-up on his socks like Don Nelson used to do.
I don't see much of that anymore. I don't see that.
Yeah, it looks pretty clean. You all thought that Lester Hayes invented that. Don Nelson did. What'd that do for him?
Well, they like to get a better grip on the ball, but in the All-Star game 2 times. Bill Russell won the MVP award 5 times, and Sprewell's going to have a dunk.
Oh,
maybe
not. Well, a level lay-in. He was so fast up the floor.
And you see a trap coming, go back door.
Sprewell a 3. 36 points for Sprewell. Endured the deaths of Len Bias and later Reggie Lewis. They're very, very squeamish about any kind of heart problem. Well, anybody would be.
Clearly, that's one of the problems. Sprewell never got it off because he almost got undercut. That's one of the problems with the Celtics today. I mean, they would have both of those players. Len Bias would have been a star in this league. I think he was a can't miss, and Reggie Lewis already was. Sprewell doesn't have a lot of fear, but here almost got upended, so he was better served not to even release the ball. Just trying to get his balance.
Sprewell with 37 points. Michael Hawkins will come in, and David Wesley will leave for Boston. Those deaths, along with Red Auerbach and his philosophy of just not trading your franchise-type players. He probably could have traded Larry Bird and Kevin McHale towards the end of their careers, elected not to.
Totally unaware of that.
Sprewell, a 3-pointer, his 3rd in the game. Sprewell has 41 points.
Where did they come from? Just kind of sneak up on you. He has had a monster second half. Sprewell is 8 for 8 in the second half. He has scored 24 of his 41 in the second half.
You mentioned Latrell Sprewell. For the young players in the NBA, this kid's got the entire offensive package, stop on a dime, and plays seemingly every minute of every game.
Yo, you're right. He's got talent just dripping all off him. I mean, Latrell Sprewell can do it all. Look at the numbers this season at about 26 points per game. He's just having a great year. And, I mean, he can do it all. He can shoot the little jumper, and you want to test that jumper early. But when he gets in transition and gets that athleticism and the slam dunks going, there's no stopping, because then he can stop on a dime, as you mentioned, and shoot it off the glass or straight in. So he's a handful for anybody to guard.
Under 10.
Globetrotter weave out there the Warriors are running.
And it's Chris 3, 11 to 8. Chris Mullen off the cut.
Workaholic, any good jump shooter stays in motion. Led the league in minutes one year. Stays in great shape, this Chris Mullen.
And it's a 3 in Atlanta. Biggest lead tonight for the Hawks. Sprewell moves in, drives, dishes, Smith jams it. And a foul.
And the quick hitting play of Joe Smith, very difficult to defend against. Sprewell starts it, and Joe Smith just...
Our Briggs and Stratton power dunk.
Well, here's the penetration by Latrell, and he says, here you go, Joe. And Joe Smith brings it with authority.
Hawks won by 22 in San Jose. They lead it by 10 with 5:55 left in the second tonight. Sprewell spins in and off the glass.
From the middle. But look at the quick drop step and spin move. There he goes. I mean, he's gone and goes to the other side of the basket with the lay-in.
Big night in the NBA and the NHL. Will keep you up to date all night long on Fox Sports South. Leave it right here.
Keep trying to run this isolation, do the Warriors for Sprewell.
Spray goes in and
pick and roll wants Mutombo to run it with him. Oh, man.
Anderson wasn't looking for the pass. Golden State capitalizing. Turnover. You pump it up yourself.
There you go.
Now Joe Smith fires and hits. That computes to 65.7. Sprewell back out to Mark Price. Fires the 3 and nails it. Inside Sprewell puts it up and in. Smith was talking about earlier today. He said, you know, we've started games well. Even though they've been struggles at the end, we need to maintain that intensity.
Just froze the defense, just looks at the defense right in the eye and puts a little charm on them, and then you can't jump. You're frozen. Just looks at you and shoots it. Earl, you say, just shoot it. Look him in the eye.
Powers up, missed the shot. And the rebound to Sprewell, and he runs it out for Golden State.
Court needs something special.
The flip to Mullen. And this one falls in good. Boy, you long off the glass, and Golden State has a chance to tie it with a 2, take the lead with a 3. Sprewell ties it. Mullen again. Can't leave him alone. Henry James trying to get 2 of them back.
Here's Sprewell again in the open floor, just flying from end to end now.
And Joe Smith gives Golden State really taking it to Atlanta to start this third period.
Here's Mullen coming off that center screen again. It's nothing but bottom. The guy's putting on a clinic. And
backs out to the corner. Dumbo chases him. Now Foreman comes over.
Good deep by Foreman.
5-4 to shoot. Joe Smith for 3. Good.
Sprewell, just a multi-talented guy. Just natural and pure. Doesn't look like he lifts any weights. But boy, is he quick.
Pass too hard for Smith. Spencer picks it up and puts it in. 50% against Golden State out in California. And so far tonight, still over 60, 60.8. Sprewell. New York Times and later out in the West Coast wrote a book about the NBA, and he titled it The Essence of the Game. The lead in the third quarter, and now the Hawks are back in control, 91-83. Joe Smith with the jumper. Mullen to Sprewell. Inside to Joe Smith. He puts it in and a foul line. This kid had 25.6 rebounds tonight. And the Hawks win it.
playing in the Warriors pivot. Alongside all-star guard Latrell Sprewell, Golden State seeks a rare win to treasure as it hosts Orlando on Sunshine Network.
Player, the guy you have to stop though tonight, Chip, is Latrell Sprewell. This guy might play 48 minutes. He does it a lot. He puts up big numbers on offense. He is one of the top scorers in the league. Nothing for him to get over 40 points. He's done it 5 or 6 times already this year. And I think the Magic will have to deal with him.
And a guy
at the other guard position in his 5th year from Alabama, standing 6'5", number 15, co-captain Latrell Sprewell.
Tie. Man.
Is that all the colors in there?
That's a.
I thought there were at least 3 more.
That's a 10 on the
company before things got even more serious than they were.
Holland on a great feed from Sprewell. What Orlando was offering in that potential deal for Chris Mullin. Right now, Dennis making Chris pay with 11 points.
Didn't necessarily want to leave us tonight because Penny has been swarming all of his assignments. Nice.
Sweet move by Sprewell. The pass at midcourt, 34-26 Magic lead. Dennis Scott really moving well. Pops it up. Here comes Sprewell. 3-on-1 break. Penny tries to stop him. Sprewell works against Nick now. 30 seconds into the second quarter. Price. 6.5 left until the intermission. What kind of numbers he would have been able to put up. Penny turnaround shot, thought he was hit, no call. Mullin rebounds, up ahead to Sprewell.
Work for it, and Morris really doing a good job of going over to help a lot of times. They got caught in some bad.
Here's Sprewell now. Mullin got the screen, automatic.
So key when Brian is out there with Penny, allows Penny.
Oh, look at that pass, cycling goaltend. Rebound to Ronnie. Penny throws it into no man's land and goal chip.
You know Sprewell was going to try to take Dennis.
4 to shoot. Sprewell hard drive, stumbles, feeds Mullin, got it off in time, and waiting to drop.
Yeah.
36. Cycling Boo as he goes to work. He's cut off by White Shirts, turned it over. They were going to double team him.
It takes a few minutes to get it going, so if you can.
Cycling knocked that ball.
Really doing a great job.
Sprewell almost stole it. Ball loose. Smith does have it. They've got Mullin alone. Finally hit him with it, and he lays it up and in. That's all that still moves anymore. You get old like me, 72-68. And Smith has a chance to.
The defense has gone here. Ronnie Cycling picks up the foul. There's the alley-oop, and Ronnie's there. And some body contact.
Rebound looking for the lead. Here comes Coles. Sprewell wide open, got the Mullin screen, pull up 3-point jumper, good!
For the match, particularly if they can come down and score here.
Instead, we turn it over. Brian Shaw has his pass intercepted by Sprewell. Mullin helps out at half court. 4:14 left in the third quarter. Here's Smith, pull up jumper, it's good! There.
Healthy. Dennis Scott back up.
Sprewell against B. Shaw. And shoulder fake turnaround, good.
Well, as you know, he's going to come to life here and try to get
2 and 25 all year against winning teams. Mullin cuts and hits. But Mark Price and Andrew DeClerc, unlikely heroes off
that last possession that resulted in a turnover, but you only have one. So you
traded for Ronnie Cycling. Felton had a big game tonight.
Golden State is not going to foul.
And wisely so. Warriors winning.
Nonetheless, I think Sprewell just danced around. Tremendous game. 12 of 22 from the floor, including 5 3-pointers. As Sprewell got him up in the air. Because of a broken nose. Also, he got into a dispute with Bill Fitch during a practice. Discovering that they've known about it, but really putting it into their play. That last basket tipped in by Malik Sealy. Sprewell fouled by Derek Martin here. That's Derek Martin's second foul of the early game, Jim. Now, the Warriors have had several mismatches, in part because Mullin is coming out early. Tremendous games, including 38 points against John Stockton, and you can get to the line. Sprewell gets a rebounding of Lloyd Vaught. Yep, and offensive rebounding has kept the Clippers into the game. First 17 shots, only 35%. Well, Felton Spencer came over. Sprewell gets him from behind. It's going to be a real test for him this week, 4 games in 5 nights.
Sprewell, vaulting step and a basket. To both Stanley Roberts and Kevin Duckworth. He was drafted as a power forward, but now he's playing center. Sprewell, a three-pointer.
Playing in here, and it's this quiet. It's almost like a practice. As long as it's not your home arena. Latrell is going to be able to drive to the basket for an easy two. When a man comes charging at you like that.
Latrell Sprewell backcourt, a front line of Burrell and Smith. They both set a screen for Spree here. He scores, and he's fouled by...
I say a variation because he's actually coming off two picks, one low and one high.
And Latrell Sprewell has made 8 of 9 free throws in this game already. 4 games.
Yeah, I mentioned that they were ahead at halftime in each of those 4 games.
Sprewell just runs right by everybody.
Own teammates to lose his man, DeHare. DeHare got bumped. And my mind is just running like that because I
did well by his own admission. And his playing time this year has been sporadic at best. Bimbo Coles goes backdoor. Barry is going to come into the game here as Richardson fires and misses a 3. Coles up the floor. Sprewell catches, scores, and he'll go for another 3-point play.
It's fairly remarkable. This ball bounds straight back. Bimbo runs it down. Watch this. Sprewell does not put the ball on the floor. He protected the ball with his left shoulder and went in and now gets to the line. Now, a moment ago, Sprewell was the decoy on the play. You get
by Lamont Murray. Murray comes forecourt. Murray lost it. Sprewell has Mullen. Mullen's off the floor. And Mullen has a lay-in easily. Piatkowski's going to try to guard Sprewell. This is not a good matchup for him. Sprewell goes right around him.
Well, we know we're going to see a lot of Latrell Sprewell. 19 minutes on the floor, 28 points. Late in the second quarter, going around Eric Piatkowski for an easy 2. Mark Price couldn't find his range in the game, but he did find Sprewell in transition, and he just tore up the Clippers defense as if it was non-existent in the first half. Only missed 1 shot, 7 for 8 from the floor.
To the Phoenix Suns, Jim, they have won 4 of their last 5, and they just blew out Orlando yesterday.
Yeah.
Spree, would you?
Yeah. Well, as we look at Spree coming inside, great bounce pass by Mullen again. Spree just got to go protect the ball on that. I'm sure they tried to put him on the line without him making...
Immediately assume it's on DeClerc, but it was on Lorenzen Wright.
And Mullen has had so many great shooting nights. We just...
Mark Price trying to get Sprewell free on a baseline screen. He pulls up and fires.
Just watch what he has to do. First he's held. He goes over, looking at a double screen. Look at the defense as it recovers. Bo Outlaw takes it. Sprewell exerting a lot of energy.
Ooh, Bimbo had a lane to the basket and threw it out, threw it away. Sprewell takes it back. Sprewell has already made 16 free throws tonight. Make it in the mid-60s. Franchise record. Well, here you go. 3 minutes to play. Sprewell, that's Terry DeHare grabbed him once, and oh, he rocks him hard. Sprewell gets 2 free throws. The Warriors keep the ball.
I thought Sprewell was going to get a foul here, but he was going in to dunk this big time. Now, DeHare did have heavy contact. They can rule it flagrant. It was knocked off balance. It was about 3.
Warriors have a shot here in the last 100 seconds. Mullen in one game, breaking Rick Barry's record. There he tops Warrior record. And he's got it. 112 to 106. The Warriors lose it and fall to 23 and 38. Minus Shaquille O'Neal. In fact, they've been out-rebounded in 5 of their last 6 games. Joe Smith out of the corner.
Things. They've got to wait. Now, that's a good shot and a good look. As Mark Price went back against the screen. Here's another good look. If anything but modest numbers. He's got the size, but he doesn't have the mentality to go inside and mix it up a big deal.
That could apply to Byron Scott. Byron comes in replacing Kersey. Sprewell, tough shot. Gets the roll. Travis Knight has not been playing well, and he's not practiced the last couple of days after being elbowed by Montrose. He has 4 shots. Shot clock at 10 for Sprewell. He goes for a 3-pointer. 8 points. Eldon Campbell, 8 points. Travis Knight off the bench, 3 points. Mullen trying to get something done.
Over the top of the defense. That's just throwback.
Longtime voice of the LA Lakers. Mullen matching up with Kersey. Here's Price out to Sprewell over Van Exel. Knock of the first half. Sprewell with 18 points. Here they come again. Sprewell up the floor. 2 Lakers to beat. Drops it beautifully.
Now here's the defense by Sprewell as he comes over, intercepts the pass, knocks it to Mark Price, and this is a beautiful move. See, Sprewell saw the floor. I'm still trying to figure out how Joe Smith did it. Sprewell out of the gate. 3 3-pointers in the first quarter. He added another one.
We are 2 minutes into the third quarter. Van Exel dropping it. Corey Blunt. Price up the floor. Mullen to Price to Sprewell.
That brought back a little showtime because he didn't have to make that kind of play. It was a 3-on-1, and the lone defender was Mark Price. But that is a lot tougher than it may appear.
Very few players could do it with the flair that Eddie Jones just showed Jim. The Lakers have made 4, and they've opened up a 10-point lead at halftime. The Warriors were down 4. Sprewell, a 3-point goal, his 5th 3 of the game. Mullen all the way in. Has not been making that shot this year as a Laker. Mullen.
Like you say, Greg, a little over 2 minutes here to go in the third. And that helped.
22 free throws Monday across town.
Once again, and perfect from 3-point range. That's even more remarkable.
That's 8 points, Jim.
That was pretty good defense by Sprewell, and Bryant still got a good shot here a little bit later.
Well, now I know that it's true. John takes it a while. Fouls on Kobe Bryant here, the rookie's 4th foul of the game. Sprewell with 31 points. Talking it over with Ron Garrettson. They're engaged once this year. That was back in November in Phoenix. So a 3-game homestand beginning tomorrow night. Daniel Marshall, a 3-pointer. A double-figure advantage again. Scoring the first 4 points of the 4th quarter.
They're not going to stop the jump hook. And he's got a lot of confidence in that shot. That is his go-to move.
Sprewell with a tremendous reversal. Put on before. Here's the offensive play a moment ago.
Watch Spree. Puts it on the floor. Beat 2 players. Out of that. That's unfortunate. They could have had a fast break.
Sprewell a step back over Van Exel. Another 3.
And I said earlier, push him out a little bit. That's what he did.
Sprewell, nice save by DeClerk, and he scored. I'm not getting into much drama here, but this bucket by Andrew DeClerk brings the Warriors within 6. Joe Smith.
Lakers should have used some time, and they didn't.
Mullen's got an opening all the way in. The Warriors scored 10 in the 4th quarter. Chris Mullen, a good game overall. 22-37 for
Команда немножко растерян. Это невезучий тренер, он когда-то, я имею в виду Адельман, удивительной стартовой скоростью, хорошим дриблингом, посмотрим за ним. И Марк Прайс, он тоже олимпийский чемпион, играл на Олимпиаде в трениях и дополняли друг друга. Кстати говоря, эта команда, в общем-то, и вырастила Хардвей. Он там поднялся, стал знаменитым игроком, стал лидером. Вернулись на площадку.
65-53, в общем-то, большое преимущество команды Golden State.
Прайс
еще, в общем, достаточно молод, он только 5-й сезон проводит.
Это Букер был 5-й номер.
Тот, кто забивает больше 25. Вот Спрewella поставили заслон, он сбросил мяч и
против находился, против белый игрок, 185 сантиметров. Он просто требует победы своим любимцам. Вся команда, он по трале там ходит, уже вылез на площадку даже. Смит бросает. Ну что Спрewell сделает? Влезает,
как он
зависает и забивает.
Вот повтор пока вот этого замечательного момента. Так, под 200. Универсальный игрок. И, кстати, заработал еще фолы. Да, и забивал.
Хаскинс был оппонентом, защитником у Спрюэлла.
У него есть шанс довести количество очков до 27.
Матч.
Вот такое неожиданное решение. Надо бросать по кольцу. Да, звук